Saxon Algebra 1/2, Lesson 92. The topic is estimating roots. Okay, roots are easy when we have numbers that are perfect squares. Like if we want to find the square root of 81, well, that's really easy because we know 81 is a perfect square, it's 9. But what is trickier is when we have a number inside the radical sign that is not a perfect square. And so, yeah, you can use a calculator. That's postmodern times, right? That's what we do. But there's a way to estimate it. But what you have to do is you have to know your perfect squares and your perfect cubes first. So let's just jot them down. And if you don't have pencil and paper in front of you, go get. Whoops. You can go get it while I'm writing. Or you just pause me. Okay, you're back. So here are all the perfect squares. 1, 4, 9. You know these. These are just times tables. And I'm going up through 12. That's a good start. Eventually I want to memorize them up through 15, and then eventually what would be great is up through 20. But they're not hard to calculate. You just do multiplication, right? So here's the first example. Between which two consecutive integers is square root of 69? So what they're saying is, what John's saying is, square root of 69 is not a nice counting number. It's a kooky number with decimals. We don't want the kooky number with decimals. We just want to know roughly where it's going to be. So what we do is we compare the number inside the radical to our list of perfect squares, and we look to see where it goes. 69 falls right here. It falls between 64 and 81. So our answer, the root of this square root of 69 is going to be between 8 and 9. That's all we're looking for an answer. And we can write that in this format, which is a little more mathematical, and I think it's 9. Nice. All right. I said nice as I was writing a 9, so I said it's 9. These two things mean the same. They have the same meaning. This is just numeric presentation, and this is words. So yeah, that's how we figure it out. We compare it to a list of perfect squares. Or example 92.2 is with cubes, okay? So we could make a list like this of all the cubes, and that might not be a bad idea, but we're going to see if we can just guess it, okay? The number that we're trying to find is the cube root of 250. All right, so let's just do some calculating. Let's just dive in with 5. When I see 250, I think 5. Let's figure out what's 5 times 5 times 5. This much is 25 times 5. That's 125. Okay, so we're still a little bit too low, aren't we? So how about 6? 6 times 6 times 6, that's 36 times 6. I'll do the math over here. 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, we're still too low, but we're getting closer. Let's try the 7s. 49 times 7. I'm just taking the square of 7 and multiplying it by another 7 to make it cubed. This is 63. That's 28. 34. Aha! So I finally got two consecutive integers, and my 250 fits in between them. So I have my answer. The cube root, sorry, I said square. The cube root of 250 is greater than 6, but less than 7. And yay, that's right. Okay? And then there's one more. I'm going to flip my page. This one is the fourth root of 120. Oh my gosh, these numbers. Okay, fourth roots, I know that 3 to the fourth root equals 9 times 9, right? Why did I use an X? That's weird. So that is 81. Okay, I'm still too low. What about 4 to the fourth root? That's 16 times 16. I'll do that over here. 36 and 16, that's 256. Aha! Okay, these have bigger gaps, don't they? Because we're raising things to the fourth power. The space between the integers is going to be bigger. So we can say 81 is less than the fourth root of 123, and that's less than 4. Oh, I'm sorry, this I should have said 3. Right? 3 is less than the fourth root of 123 is less than 4. This is great practice on calculating your cubes and your power to the fourth, but it's also useful in getting these higher numbers. 13 squared is 169. 14 squared is 196. 15 squared is 225. And I think it would be great if you memorized this whole list. Whichever you don't know. I know you know a bunch of them already, but go up to 15 and try to get those memorized. Okay, Caleb, good job. That's lesson 92. See you next time.